In this video, I'm going to show you how to create this 3D model in Autodesk Inventor. First, I'm going to start with a plane. I'm going to use XY plane and then select 2D sketch. Now I can copy this sketch onto the plane. The way I do that is I'm going to create a rectangle in here to cover this area and then create these two lines to form the triangle. And similarly, I'm going to draw these two lines in here and then trim this portion of the line and repeat that in here and repeat that in here. Now let me start with the rectangle. You do not have to worry about the size of the rectangle because later on when you apply the dimension, it will change the size for you. And then I'm going to draw these two lines for the rectangle, for the triangle. Now I know these two lines are 60 degrees apart, so I can apply a dimension 60 degree, and I know they are the same size, so I apply an equal constraint. Now I can repeat the two lines in here. Because I do not need this portion of the line, I can use the trim command. Now since the trim command is on, I'm going to press the escape button to cancel the commands, to end the command, trim command. So now this lines, take a look at these two lines. I'm going to move this line. So because the line was a straight line and now I trimmed it into two pieces, now they are no longer the same line, so you will lose the alignments. So in order to fix that problem, what you can do is to use the collinear constraint to make sure these two are aligned again. Now these two lines, they are also 60 degree apart. Instead of applying a 60 degree command in here, what I'm going to do is to apply a parallel constraint between them. So a parallel in here and then also parallel. Now also I have the equal constraint. I can apply it in here. Make sure these two are equal. And then I can apply the dimensions now. So this is 1/2 inch. See, the size of the dimension has changed. Now I can apply 2-inch constraint in here. And then I can apply 0.8 on the side. So and then I'm going to delete this line. I don't need it. Escape. I click on the line. Delete on the keyboard. So right now it looks like it is a good sketch because we did all kind of constraints and dimensions, but we do not know because we don't know until the color has changed. If the color can remain the same, right now it's in black, this means that it is still not a good sketch. The only way we can tell is to anchor this sketch somewhere in this sketch to the center points. So I'm going to grab this point to the center point. Now, if you take a look at this sketch, it might still be a problem for you because it doesn't change anything. But what you can do now, at least instead of the whole sketch was moving, now you can grab individual lines. See that? This means, see here, they are not the same drawing anymore. They are not constrained or not fully constrained anymore. So what I have to do is to repeat many things. So let me try this. This is equal, should be equal length. Okay. Now the minute I do the equal in here, you can see the color has changed into blue. So let me repeat that. Right now it's still in black. I'm going to apply the equal constraint because these two are very obvious. They are not the same length. So I'm going to apply that. They are now equal length. So I'm going to complete this portion and this portion and draw those two lines in on each side. So I'm going to draw these two lines in here. I'm going to draw these two lines also. Now if you take a look at the constraint, there is a constraint showing as you draw it, as you move the cursor. See that? Right now there's a vertical constraint showing. If I click on it, there will be a vertical constraint applied to that line. So if you don't want to make a mistake, you should make sure the constraint is the one that you want. Otherwise, just make sure there's no constraint. You can always apply it later. Right now, what this constraint is that you want to make sure the endpoint of that line is touching this line. So I'm going to be okay with it. So I click on it, and then I can trim this portion of the line. I'm going to trim these. The minute I trim, look at the color. This remains the same, but they all change completely. What I can do is to make sure these two are the same length using equal constraint. And also, right now, somehow this dimension is gone, so I can reapply this dimension. 0.8, and I still don't know which one I need. So what I can do is to press the escape button to cancel this dimension command. Now all you have to do is to grab the lines. Just change it any way you can. So then you know something wrong with those lines. Right now I know this line and that line is not the same level, so I can apply the collinear to make sure they are the same level. And I want to repeat that in here, so they are the same level. I know these two lines are not 60 degrees, but what I can do is to make sure this line and that line are perpendicular. So I can apply this and that perpendicular, and also this and that perpendicular. I think it's already done. So similarly, I can do that in here. I can say this line and that line is perpendicular. Now I can apply dimensions. So now let's take a look at the color. So these are the good color on blue. These are also on blue. That means they are in the good shape. Only this portion and that portion of the sketch are not fully constrained. So I'm going to use dimension to make sure this is 0.15 inch, and same thing is this one is 0.25 inch. Right now, if I press escape, I can grab this triangle to move around. So I can grab it. This means they are not, you need a location, you need the dimension in here. So I can press dimension, click on these two points, apply 0.95. And then same thing in here, I escape. I can move this triangle. So this means that I needed somehow to dimension this the length of this, or to locate where this triangle is. Another way is that if you look at this drawing, this is also 0.95 in here. I can apply a dimension in here to assign 0.95 from this point to this line. But instead, this time, because I know they are the same level, the same line, I can use a vertical constraint. Cancel. I want to use vertical constraint to make sure this point and that point is vertical, aligned vertically. So all of the lines in here are turned blue. So now this is a good sketch. Everything is fully constrained. You can see that right here. This sketch now is fully constrained. Let me undo it. So right now I still need one dimension. So this means that this could be the dimension because it is I'm allowing it to move. So right now, if instead of applying a dimension from this point to this line, I'm going to use the vertical constraint to eliminate the need. So now it's fully constrained, and then I can say finish sketch. I'm going to turn it at an angle, extrude. Now you have this window, and all you have to do is to assign the distance. In this case, I'm going to use 0.06 60 thousandths and OK. Now this is complete.